So who in here is charging flat fees right now? Okay, we've
Tried
tried,
it.
and now you're going to succeed.
I see some hands.
All right.
Okay, this is all right. So just so you know who we are. Go ahead, lady.
Who are we? Why do you care? Whenever I listen to somebody who's giving advice, I want to make sure they're qualified, so I know if I should follow the advice or not. Started out as a stockbroker, so I have a money mind. Went to UCLA, Interior Design and Architecture School. I'm a lead AP, and I wrote a book called Green Interior Design, so I know a lot about sustainable design. I've been in all these magazines all over the world and spoke at all these events and have been on all these TV shows. So, you know, I'm a little bit credible when it comes to knowing how to brand yourself and succeed in the design business. And we're very available to all of you if you have questions about anything. And that's really what Design Campus is all about.
And just a little about me, same, I have a marketing background. I created the Certified Design Psychology Coaching Program so that you understand a little bit more about the whys of design rather than the how-tos. I think that's really important, so that's fun. And of course, same, interior design, my book, Do I Look Skinny in This House? I love that title, it's so great. It's design psychology light, but it's really fun to sort of understand that. And HGT, of course, has been very good to both of us. We love the program. We do a lot of their specials and their holiday specials, as you can see, Christmas going on there. And all the publications and fabulous stuff. So we just show you this so that we can let you know we've done this a couple of times.
Traditionally, when we used to charge as interior designers, there's a trust issue when you charge a markup on things. People want to know, you know, are you making these decisions based on my benefit or your bottom line? So without the markup, you automatically gain some transparency and some trust in that client relationship.
So some more obviously here, like she said, transparency. So clients know what, you know, the design's going to cost. This is the Flat Fee Pro. So there are different ways that we charge, and we'll talk about that. But just why would you want to do flat fees? Because we know that feeling when you walk in with a client and they kind of look at you like, oh boy, I'm about to get absolutely screwed. Like this, you know, and that's why some people don't hire us, because they know that. The history of our industry is that we are going to take them to the cleaners. And so we have to overcome that fear right away. Well, flat fees, you don't have to do that. You tell them I charge a flat fee, and you kind of see some relief a little bit because they know what's going to happen and they feel comfortable in what you're about to show them.
So it differentiates you from the competition. Who would you rather work with? Somebody who you can't, you know, they come in and they say, what's it going to cost? And I don't know. What are we going to buy? How's it going to happen? You know, so you're immediately making yourself different from the competition.
And then, of course, your budget goes further without the markup. So sometimes a design discount pays for your entire design fee. So here's a couple examples. 30% off of a $150K budget saves the client $45. And if your fee is $45, the client basically got you for free, which is a nice way to show them. You can use this as an example, saying that my services are essentially going to be gratis if you look at it this way. And so it's really interesting to say, you know, I have a $150,000 budget, and you could talk about what I would normally mark up. And they're shocked, number one. And then number two, they really, again, have that trust in you. They feel like, okay, she's really here to serve me. The real reason that you're even there is for your design advice. And I have to constantly tell them that I'm not a store anymore, and I don't want to be in a store anymore. And we talk about why that's a bad reason a little bit later.
So you're also in a lower tax bracket. As many of you know, and you've done in the past, you've been basically an accounting system for your state franchise tax boards, where you're taking in the sales tax for the client. With the flat fee, you no longer have to do that. So your accounting process, they automatically charge it right to their card because you're not doing a markup. You get removed from the whole thing. Your tax bracket becomes lower because your taxable income. So for city tax, business license taxes, state taxes, as well as federal, you just put yourself in a lower bracket, which means more money in your pocket at the end of the year.
And a lot less work. So how many of us love to do those quarterlies in that state? Yeah, that little email comes, just love doing that. So great. So as you know, there's some companies that will charge directly to your client. Those are the ones you want to learn to work with, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. There you go, less accounting. Just talked about that. You save a lot of time and a lot of effort, a lot of time and effort.
How about this? I was always really confused when I started when people would say, oh, make a projection for the year. And I thought, how in the hell am I going to make a projection for the year? I don't know what I'm going to make. I don't know, you know, what am I going to buy for a client? What am I going to... when you have a flat fee, you're able to really make some good projections for the year because you know, okay, I've closed this, it's a $100,000 contract, I can split that money up into, I know it's coming in every 3 months, I know, I have it signed up on a payment schedule, so you're able to do your financial projections and run a tighter ship.
To that point, I mean, how many of you think this is going to be an amazing project? You walk into a house, you've got 5 rooms to do, and you can kind of guess that if you get to buy every single piece in every single room that you're going to be doing, you can kind of guess how much money you're going to take home. If they like it all, if they're happy with it all, if they haven't found it down the street in another store, if they didn't jump online and already find it before you did, if. So you really don't know how much money you're going to make. No idea. You kind of hope it's going to work out after you've done all that work and the time to put together boards or presentation. So the guesswork is gone. Lori and I like to know how much money we're going to have for our vacation, or if we can take one. That's kind of cool, right?
Oh, we're taking one.
Oh, yeah. We were taking it no matter what. But we like to understand. I do. I love that. We have kids in school. We have kids in college. I want to know what my year is going to look like, and this helps me do that. So this is the big one for us.
Which we just talked about. When there's a flat fee, you get all the designs together and you show them everything and you've gone shopping with them and you've done everything and then they go buy it somewhere else. So you're not in this competition with your client who can find it cheaper. Great, if you can find it, buy it. If I can find it, buy it. I don't care. Go ahead and buy it all yourself. It saves me time and money. Here's the list. Have at it if you so desire.
And I know that sounds like you're leaving a lot of money on the table, but we'll tell you why not. Because you're going to increase your hourly rates. What they are now may seem low, but when you show them, I've just tripled my rates, because you're only getting paid for your design. That's what you're there for anyway. You're getting paid for your creativity, not because you can find these things. Because as we know, unfortunately, there's always going to be somebody online selling something for the designer price. I have seen it over and over and over again. And that great piece of whatever you found that you thought was just the magnificent find, your client's never going to find it, you can go ahead and put that whatever percentage markup on it, sure enough. And it's the worst feeling on the planet when you walk in and you've been shopped. You have been shopped with the client. Not only do you look like you're trying to really throw them under the bus and take them for the run that they exactly thought you were going to do when you first walked in, right? So now you're making them right. The trust is gone. Now you don't have that rapport that you thought you did when they said, wait a minute, I saw that over on fill in the blank with a website. So that's gone. And for me, invaluable.
So there's pros and cons to every situation. Some of the cons with a flat fee, unlike maybe an hourly fee, is their constant communication. So you really have to learn how to nip that in the bud and talk about that in the beginning, spell out in your contract what's going to happen. We all have those clients that want us to show up to look at this and to do that like we don't have any other job in the world except theirs. I know they want to feel that way, but that's not the reality. So the constant communication is a con.
And expecting you to show up at any time. Hey, I've got the plumber here. Can you let him know? That kind of thing. So we actually talk about comparing it. Somebody said, well, then how does this contract look? What does that look like? And so keep this in mind when we talk about a contractor or construction contract. Okay, that's your model. That's what you want to remember. Another one, fickle people who change their minds. We're just talking about this. At some point, don't you just want to say, you've got to pull the trigger? I mean, you have to make a decision. It's like anything in life. It's the shoes, it's the jacket, it's the husband. Oops. You just got to do it, okay? Because if I kept looking for something better, I'm probably going to find it. Just letting you know right now, I'm going to change 16 times. So you just say, we got to pull the trigger. We got to do this if we're going to do it at all. So yes, we get that. And so you also, again, need to pad it, just like anything else, ladies.
Budget increase. Okay, how about this? I have $100,000 that I'm going to spend on this project, and you go, great, okay, I'm going to base my fee on this, and we're going to get this much furniture with this, I'm going to spend this much time, it's going to take me this long. guess what? We get into the project and now they want to add the powder room and the daughter's bedroom, and all of a sudden they found $75,000 more they want to spend. Well, what does that mean? That means more time for you. You have to shop for more stuff. You have to manage the whole process. So that could be a problem. We'll talk to you about how to make sure that doesn't become a problem.
That's right. And then the delays outside of your control. And this is true for all of us. I mean, this is just how we run our business, and this is the fun stuff. So it's going to add time to your flat fee when you have to get permits, natural disasters, the rug that took 6 months instead of 2 because of a flood, and then a boat that is stuck in the middle of the sea somewhere, and you're never going to get oh, we didn't get that order. I'm sorry, we're back ordered. Blah 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 blah. So you know that. So all of these things are going to start to pull off of that flat fee if you're not prepared for it. So another detour.
And then inexpensive items. What do we have here? Some math. So basically, when in the past you found that deal at market and you saw that same item that's retailing down the street for $4,000 and you just found it for $1,200. And you're thinking, ooh, baby, I'm gonna make some money on this bad boy. With the flat fee, there's no extra money. If you found it at $1,200, they get it at $1,200. So, that's something that's not always exciting.
There's a little way around that too. All right, here we go. And then custom items, we know this is always time consuming. Again, it's all about time. So with flat fees, the biggest con in a wrap up is that you have to really learn to budget your time. You have to understand how long it's going to take you to do these projects, and you can base that off a few different things.
Design research and shopping, is this really, are you being efficient? Are you spending too many hours? And I think the more that you do a flat fee, the better you get at estimating what things are going to be. As you get older and you deal with more clients and you have spent more time just, working with people, how to read different people and really what's going to happen when people say things and their body language and all those things. So you learn to become very efficient and not waste time.
And most of you probably know when you walk into a project, even now, if I didn't even say flat fee, you could probably tell me how long a certain room would take you because you've done it enough. How long does it take you to pick out a fabric? How long does it take you to pick out a tile? You have your go-to sources at this point, and we all know, but that's why we're here to maybe create some more sources, hopefully. But we all know it'll take us X amount of time to get this project done. That's how we work now. But actually thinking about it a little tighter, getting it fine-tuned a little bit, your flat fee will really work for you. Okay, so this is it.
The magic. How do we come up with this number for your flat fee? Well, we base ours on a percentage of the entire budget. And these are some guidelines. Your local areas might dictate different prices. You might have higher or lower percentages in Manhattan than you do in Little Rock, Arkansas. So you'll massage this and you'll play with this and you'll kind of see where you are. But if you hit these things running out of the gate, you should be pretty safe.
And we've also heard from people who like to do it on square footages. Some of them like to base instead of a percentage of the whole total job, they'll do it on square footage, and which is interesting. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, writing down. Writing. So here's just a basic guideline. Again, might seem high for you, but it's okay because you're gonna talk about your hourly fee. Some people do it hourly. So say I got a project and they said I just want to do my bathroom, and it's going to take you 10 hours total. So your hourly fee, my hourly fee, it's $2.95. So you're going to pay me $2.95 an hour, which seems crazy to them. But then if I tell them there's no markups, you're going to pay all your subs directly. You pay everything directly. It comes on your credit card and you get points. Oh, are they happy? Yeah. Happiest people on the planet. I mean, thrilled. They know exactly what this is going to cost them. It's all there, so transparent, and I'm happy, they're happy, and it's done. Now, if I know it's going to take me 6 hours, I give myself a little time because there's changes. There's always a change. So this is where we're talking about the contract. Coming up with a number is really important, but also understanding the contract and having it detailed as possible. Think about your contractors you work with. How many work with general contractors, right? Subcontractors, have you seen their contracts? It's called a change fee. Change fee. And that is as transparent as you could possibly be. Those contracts are so well written that this is what we have, and once you sign off on that, if we have another change, you're going to pay for it because it's more time for me. People understand time-based careers, right? You're paying for the time of your doctors, your dentists, everybody that you see is working on time, everybody. And it's the same exact thing. Anybody creative, you go even get your hair done. You know you're paying for somebody's time. They've worked up that price based on how much they're worth for that time.
So basically what you need to do is you know this project should take 6 months. And you write it in the contract that these services expire in 6 months. Because then that person that keeps changing their mind, that person who won't return your calls and who's dragging this thing out, the person who won't send the check in so the order can get processed, it's on them at that point. You've given a realistic time frame about how these things are going to happen. So if that flood happens and that rug can't be made because it's in Mumbai and it's raining for 7 months and there was a natural disaster, or the building blew up, or whatever it is, you're covered. And when that month is about to expire, so our services are going to end January 31st as per our contract, you'll let them know, hey, look, December 31st, we have about 30 days left in the contract, so we need to boogie through these things. And if it's going to go over, we have a conversation in the beginning of the contract that when this is done, we're going to need to renegotiate the contract for more time.